So you get teleported into a kaiju movie, Godzilla movie. Which movie would you want to be teleported into?
The one where Godzilla eats fish, not people.
You mean the Matthew Broderick movie?
What, you prefer to fight the real Godzilla or the gigantic iguana?
Hmm. You know what would go good with that Protze would be all of this infantry support and stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it now. Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max and Max's Models here. I thought I was all done with the Protze, the little truck by Krupp for the German here, the German army. And then I realized one Glue Trooper pointed out to me that the uniforms were just a little glossy, and that's because I had forgotten to dull coat them. I also realized I needed to detail the faces a little bit. I just had flesh tone paint on them and a little enhancer, but I went ahead and started marking them up. And then, like, wait a minute, these guys have been in the back of a truck for God knows how long since they had a bath. It was just a little too clean. I also realized that although I had put mud wash on the tires, they didn't really show that well on camera. And I was like, it's a little faint. It needs to be a little more weathered. So I weathered the truck a little bit more, put some detail on the guys' faces, then dull coated them, made sure they had mud on their boots and their knees and everything. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and fix that rifle rack on the rear of the vehicle that's right in front of the spare tire. It was kind of gnawing at me. I know you couldn't see it, but I was like, you know what? No, I will not let this model beat me. And it's a really snug fit. You have to get everything just right to get a soldier back there and have the retaining bar clear his knee and everything. And so I just had pulled the whole thing off, rebuilt it, and put it on. Now it's in there correctly. And they got their 2 miles or 98 Ks. Also, when I was there, I realized I had all this other German tank and infantry stuff in the field kitchen, and I was like, I got a lot of 135th scale German armor and a little 132nd close enough. Maybe I should go ahead and get to work on this other stuff and make some sort of a diorama, or at least make a display that has sort of a diorama look to it, because I have all the support equipment handy. I also added a little of the accoutrement that came with the kit that I hadn't put on before. They put a lot more stuff in there than you really need to use. I still have a bunch of leftover entrenching tools and other stuff, but that's all good. I'm thinking, okay, so I went and took a couple of more photos of it now that everything's been dull coated and the weathering's been ramped up a little bit and the faces have been touched up, and it really needed that little push. And that's kind of got me motivated to go ahead and get started on this other stuff to go with it as time allows, because I still have plenty of other projects going on, obviously. But my rotating short list, this is the short list, which I'll get to someday when I'm done making the stuff that I just grab off the shelf and go, I should build this now. But I feel a little bit better about the kit. And I was feeling good about it before, but I feel a little bit better about it now. I'll probably never put one on a table at a show because I see the amazing works that are done. But if I was going to, this would be closer to something that I might consider. Although I really need to work on the face painting. It's still pretty amateurish. So I got to work on the B-25J today, getting the bomb racks and the bombs finished off, getting the bomb bay put together. And that was a lot more than I anticipated. Hong Kong Models gives you an amazingly detailed bomb bay that has to be built in sections. And there's all kinds of piping and bomb bay door arms and panels that go over them and everything. It's really a well thought out kit. I have got to take my hat off to what they've done with this kit. And I should add that thus far, everything has fit really well. So I got that put together, touched up with the paint. Like I said, they give you 8 bombs and you only use 6 of them, which is good because I managed to do not as great a job as I wanted on a couple of them. So I picked my 6 best, put them in there, and then realized that you weren't going to be able to see most of the work that I'd done, but that's okay. I know I did it. And Read the instructions carefully because there are a lot of little bitty parts that are easy to overlook. So got that together and okay, set that aside to harden. Now what I want to do next? Well, I wanted to get to work on the Silverbogle. Now I was planning to make a Silverbogle build video, and but since I've kind of been showing this as I go through it, I don't know if I'll do that or not. But I kind of want to do a video on the Silverbogle, just period, and I figured that this kit would be a good thing to do. So maybe I'll do that when I'm done. But I looked at the way it looked, and of course, I want to make it Lufthansa, and I had some Lufthansa decals, and they looked like they were in perfect condition. In fact, the Lufthansa logos were, but for some reason, the Lufthansa letters just broke up. And I was like, they came off the same decal sheet. Two of them were perfect, but the lettering just disintegrated. So go figure. I'll probably just print my own, and that's not that big of a deal. I thought about ordering some. Like, why? I can print it on clear paper. So I worked on getting that weathered look that I wanted, and it's interesting because like I said, I wanted to look different in sections, and the weathering on the actual metallizer worked very different than the weathering on what was just bare metal silver, Tamiya lacquer. On the metallizer, I was using the panel line enhancer from Tamiya, and that stuff usually works real good. And you can clean up a little bit, but once that stuff touched that metallizer, you had a couple of seconds to get it off, or it wasn't coming off. Which is okay because I wanted to give it that sort of burnished look, and but and it came out. I really like the way it's looking. This is kind of what I was going for. I was just surprised because you can get the stuff off of the other Tamiya lacquers pretty easily, but the SMS stuff sort of drank it in a little bit, and it has a bit of a rougher finish, which makes sense since they're going for that aluminum look. So you live and learn, but that's okay because I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. And when I was building, at first I wasn't going to worry about building the Bombay or anything because I'm going to be making an airliner out of it. But then I realized if you're going to make it wheels down, which I plan to do, you have to make it you have to build a Bombay because the landing gear bays build onto that. So, oops. So I went ahead and built that. I didn't bother to paint or anything because I'm closing the doors on it. But anywho, I'll put some, I can't believe I didn't even think to put some restorer fluid over the decals, but that's just a great styrene river telling me, no, make your own decals. Maybe I'll make them stylized or something since this is a fictitious build, but it was a German vehicle, so I want to make it Lufthansa. I also found a few extra decals to put on those little 3D printed airplanes for my flying control stick. That was kind of neat. Guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later. And as always, model on.